Nat in Houston. Welcome to the show. Sorry that I'm going to try and push this to be streamlined, at least for your case. It says here that you would like to prove that there's a God using the King James Version and that you know our talking points.
That's not possible.
Yes, sir.
That's actually not possible. I'm going to let you get to it. It's just that you heard several of the other callers say that you can't prove that God exists, and I'm guessing that you disagree with them and that you think you can.
Oh, no. First, I want to say that it's a pleasure to call in and be talking to you, Matt. I think you're a very brilliant guy. And I also believe that the callers that I've been watching your show, they're absolutely insane. So I see why, you have the standpoint you have. But first, I'll begin.
Before you get to the King James thing, I just want the answer to that one question. I just want to clarify where we're at.
Okay, what?
Those other callers think that you cannot prove that God exists. I'm assuming you
I can.
Okay, you can. That's all I wanted to know. Cool. Prove it.
Well, I want to do two things. I want to shoot down two talking points that I've heard, and I want to prove the existence of a God. Which one would you like me to start with?
Depends on the talking points.
The talking points is you saying that God condones slavery, and also about homosexuality and it not being it being a good thing for the world, or there's no problem.
I can address both of those things really quickly in one sentence each. I don't believe that a God exists, so I don't believe that God condones anything. The Bible gives instructions for the correct way to own slaves. And two, it's not so much that homosexuality is, as you said, good for the world. What I think is good for the world is equality and not rejecting or treating other human beings differently based on things that are irrelevant generally to how you should treat people. But
okay.
Perfect.
Okay, well, since you agree with as far as the slavery, we'll leave that. But I'll get straight to proving God is real. I'll get straight to that.
Rather than dipping into some gay bashing.
No, I wasn't. Who said I was about the gay bash? I was just about to say I deal with facts. I don't deal with opinions, and I don't gay bash.
Well,
good for you, sir.
Matter of fact,
go ahead.
So let me go ahead on and dip it to the homosexual. And it's straight to the point. I heard one guy, he talked to me, he tried to talk about HIV and all these. I was like, well, heterosexuals get HIV too, so that wasn't a good argument. Here's my argument. Take all gays and put them on an island and come back in 100 years and let's see what happens to them.
Okay. You want to know what the flaw is in your argument?
What's the flaw? Tell me, please.
You're presuming that the continuation of a particular subset of the human race is a goal.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I agree with that. Guess what? We agree. And my point is that they will die out because you have to.
Yep.
You have to have sex between a man and a woman.
No. Stop. Here's the super flaw in your argument. Are you ready for the super flaw?
Okay, I'm ready.
You could take all the heterosexual men and put them on an island in the human ends too.
No,
it's not.
If you put
no,
that's not my argument. I'm saying if you put them on an island with the people that they're having sex with, if you put those
then
that
is a completely dishonest argument because that is not. So the thing is, if you isolate a section of the population and that section of the population are sterile, it doesn't matter what their gender is. Everything about your argument is flawed. The truth is, it's irrelevant.
I'm not gonna lip wrestle. This is just my main point.
Okay.
My main point is you need a man and woman to reproduce, and without reproducing, there is no life.
Actually, you don't need a man or a woman to reproduce. There is such a thing as parthenogenesis. There is such a thing as parthenogenesis, although it hasn't been confirmed within human beings. But we have in vitro fertilization, test tube babies, other things. All you need is the genetic material or the ability to construct the genetic material.
Okay, so you need science and you need a lab and all of that. Okay,
yeah.
Great.
And you know what?
Man. Okay.
That makes science superior to God.
Okay. Now, great. Now, I'm glad we're not going to dance around with that. Let me get me to my main point.
Okay.
Okay. The proof of a God is that no one can break God's laws of reality. And I'll explain what that is. What's God's laws of reality?
I don't know.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you. I'll start with one. Everything that is born must die. Now, who has broken that?
Hang on. First of all, how do you know that this is a law, and how do you know that it's God's law?
I can. Oh, I knew you was going to ask me that. Great, Matt. I'm 2 steps ahead of you.
Good.
Yeah, I know it's God's law because the King James Version Bible is the only book that says that. No other book. There's no other book that says, and actually science.
There's no other book that describes what Lord Voldemort wants.
No, there's no other book. You ask me why I know that it's God. Come on, you ask me why I know it's God. I know the proof that it's God.
No, I'm not, sir. You
says.
do not get to blame me for your irrationality. The fact that a book says something does not mean that it's true.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's really.
If
yes.
I can,
so if I go to college, if I go to Yale and I go to college, and
quick,
they give me a book to read to pass and get a passing grade or pass the SAT, so, I'm not going to believe that.
Stop.
I'm just going to say what you said.
I'm still on this. I said that the fact that a book says something does not mean that it's true. And your response, your response was to talk about whether or not you can get a passing grade for telling what's in the book. The truth of a proposition is not in any way contingent on whether or not it appears in a book.
Okay.
Do you not think I could write a book that says there is no God? If I write a book that says there is no God, you would be saying that's not true, right?
Yeah. But if you
so then you agree with me. Then you agree with me that something isn't true just because it's in a book.
Yeah, I can say that, but I can
so now
also
tell
say,
me the actual reason that you know this is God's law without pointing to the book.
Well, the reason why I know, because no man has done it.
Okay. If you
let's stop. Show me what man has lived forever.
Stop.
Okay.
Go study syllogisms and take what you just said and put it in a syllogism. Make a logical argument, because now you're saying you know it's God's law because no man has broken it.
Yes.
That is not how you know something.
Not only that.
Oh my God.
Hold on now.
Hold on, Nate. Matt is trying to make one point. I've just put you on hold because I think you guys are talking back and forth over each other. He's trying to point out that the way that syllogism is structured, when you break down the logic of your argument, is not a valid argument. So, Nate, you're back, but Matt, I was going to let you finish your...
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm done with you. And here's why.
What?
Here's why. When I point out that it's not true just because it's in a book and you set the book aside, now you create an argument that says this is God's law because no man has broken it. Okay. The fact that no man has been able to do something does not mean that the thing that they are unable to do is a law that is guaranteed by a God. You have to actually demonstrate that there is such a law and that there is a God and that this God is the one that is serving to guarantee that the law can't be broken. What you're essentially saying is it's impossible for man to do X. And because man cannot do X, that means that there's a God and that God is guaranteeing that man can't do X. Well, it's impossible for me to draw a square circle, but that doesn't require that there be a God who is preventing me from drawing a square circle.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So now come up with a new proof.
Can I give my rebuttal?
Of course.
Can I give my rebuttal?
Your rebuttal was to say that makes sense. Now you need to come up with a new argument.
No, here's my argument, and I'll just leave it like this. Whenever one of you guys can figure out how to do anything outside of what my God has said that man can't do,
your God has said
I'll
nothing.
Believe y'all and follow y'all, and it's simple as that, man.
Okay,
you can hang up on me.
No, it's as simple as this. We're not asking you to follow us. We're not asking you to necessarily agree with us. But what you've just done, shut the fuck up.
You're on hold, Nat. I haven't hung up.
What you've just done is shifted the burden of proof. You're essentially saying, okay, Matt, you keep showing how all of my arguments for the existence of God are irrational and flawed, but I'm going to keep right on believing until you can do something that is impossible. Well, congratulations. You've now set yourself up in an irrational position that you will be able to defend forever.
Nat, I've taken you back off hold, so you respond now.
Okay, I'll give you a great example, Matt. You ready for it?
I bet it's not. I'll bet $20 it's not a great example.
It will be a great example. I'm going to give you a great example.
Okay.
Let's say if I was back in the time of Jesus, right?
Yep.
I would have probably been like you guys or whatever. I don't believe in this. We heard this for thousands of years. But all I'm saying is, if I would have been with Christ and seen him walk on water, heal the sick, make the blind see, make the lame walk, all I'm saying is I would have believed. I would have believed him, and all I'm asking is the same from you guys.
So
if I can see you do anything outside of the realm of the natural, then I would say, hey, there must not. This guy has lived forever. Hey, there must not be a God.
You want to know?
This guy has found alien life. There must not be a God. Or these people are living on another planet. There must not be. That's all I'm asking for.
Are you going to take the bet? I got my 20. You're going to donate 20 to the ACA when I explain to you why this is a garbage analogy?
Okay, explain to me.
Sure. Were you there to see Jesus do any of these things?
No, I wasn't.
No,
I said if I was,
hang on.
I would
Hold
have
on.
Yes. If you were there to see it, perhaps you would have a rational justification for believing it. But you weren't there to see it. And now you're thousands of years removed from those events, as are we, which means neither of us can have that rational justification that you were pointing to. You might as well have said, if God comes down and fondles me, then I will know that a God exists. But until that happens, it's a garbage example because it hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm.
In summation, saying, here's a thing that could happen that would persuade me to believe in a God is not a reason to believe in a God if it hasn't happened.
Which is pretty much the same thing that y'all saying, right? Y'all are saying that y'all want evidence, correct?
I have said that many times,
We'd love to have some evidence. Do you fucking have any?
I've been watching y'all's show, and I know that's what y'all been asking for.
Do you actually have any evidence?
Well, guess what? I'm asking the same question. Where's the evidence to persuade me to not believe in God? Where's the evidence?
And as I've explained...
And I'm telling you with the evidence, you can't tell me what your evidence is, but I can tell you...
You have not given us any evidence. The last thing you said was, here's a hypothetical where I would have evidence. Give me an actual where you do.
Where is your evidence against Muhammad?
Okay, you want me to show you God, right?
Where is your fucking evidence against every God that you don't believe in?
Where's my evidence against them? Because the King James Version Bible says the things that man can't overthrow, can't do,
So Nat, at this point,
I'm done.
We're gonna.
It's
all you.
The Quran doesn't say
hold on. So Nat, hold on, real quick. You're on hold.
You know what else doesn't say it? My biology textbook, and yet it's more factually accurate than any book you've pointed to in the entire call.
So, unfortunately, Nat, for this episode, we're going to have to move on to the next call, but it doesn't mean that I want this to be the last call because I think I might be unique among hosts on any of our shows where I'd like a second call from this. But I think for this episode, particularly how we're short on time and have at least one other call that we're going to get to, I'm going to ask, hey, please call back when I'm on the show. If I do that to Eric, he might murder me. So please call back when I'm on the show or reach out online. On Reddit or on one of the Facebooks to me, and hopefully we'll be able to continue that. Do you have any questions about how to reach out? Or
no hard feelings, my guy. I enjoy the show.
No hard feelings.
Conversation. No hard feelings.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
As soon as you send me the $20, there will be no hard feelings.
Okay, and as soon as you can do any of those things I said, I'll send you the 20.
Yeah, and as soon as you learn what shifting the burden of proof is, I'll give you 50.
No, I'm not shifting the burden of proof. I'm asking you to give me evidence that there's no God.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Cut that clip out.
Do those things. It's simple, man.
Cut that clip out because it says, I'm not shifting the burden of proof. I'm asking you to give me evidence that there is no God. Best clip ever. Call the Atheist Experience. Say that exact same sentence again. I want that on my show.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
What can you guys do?
So hold on. So
y'all
Nat,
have no answer.
So hold on, Nat. So to continue this, we gave an answer to that, but for right now, hopefully you understand that I'm not running away. I'd like you to call back in, and I'd like you to reach out online.
Great.
But I have to move on to other calls. So yes,
great. Go ahead and move on, bro. Y'all have a nice one, man, and. Hey, hopefully, if y'all can do those things, I'll be a believer, man. Okay, bye.
All right, cool.